Welcome back to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and today we're going to play the GReat Houses of Calderia. Now this is a pre-early access, basically a beta, and it's a dynasty simulation game, and it's just very interesting. There's quite a lot of stuff that you can do, so I'm pretty excited to show it off for you here. So let's go, let's start a brand new game, and let's get this started. We're gonna do some courting, maybe some bad stuff. We're probably not gonna start a war, but we will definitely do different like trade things. It's just gonna be really exciting. Calderia was once known as a paradise. However, the rulers of old grew hungry for power, knowledge, and devastation followed. The exact reason for the downfalls are long forgotten, and for centuries Calderia was taboo and never to be visited again. When the new emperor learned of the land, disregarded the warnings of his council, and granted a mandate for any noble house to claim parts of the land in his name. He appointed a viceroy to rule Calderia on his behalf. However, just 2 generations after the recolonization, bickering has arisen. Rumors are spreading that the viceroy himself has succumbed to the old megalomania that afflicted the rulers of old. Alright, so our little house is going to be called House Rudia, after Rudy. And we can, so basically every family stands for something. So we're gonna pick something that's like good for YouTube videos. So in my test game, I had upgrades are cheaper. Upgrading takes a long time, so you won't be doing it at the start of the game at all. So we're just gonna bypass that. Faster population is also something that would be good for the game, but for a 20-minute YouTube video, don't really care. That better we get 9 or 10 people. It's not gonna make a difference. Easier to maintain a happiness is pretty interesting because the happier the people are, also like happiness also affects like population growth also, so it's kind of interesting. It's sort of similar a little bit. Better units sounds fun if you're gonna do military. Safety level is very good for spies, because the way this works is that you have to sort of set up spies, which we're gonna do is pretty fun, and then do things, and you can do a lot of really fun stuff, especially in relation to trade. I have some ideas for like tips and tricks that I will let you know what you could do with spy stuff. And better intrigue level is obviously better for spies well. So I think we're gonna take the schemers over here. Now we're gonna obviously name our characters here. So we're gonna name this guy Azur. Well, Azur is one of my patrons, and we have all the women, so not a female patron. If you want to become one, you can check out my patron. So everyone else is just gonna be the way it is. Alright, so basically here, this is important that you choose who is the heir. So we can pick who the heir is going to be. You want to look at the stats. The way this works is that I think like around 12 is basically like average, below that is bad, and above 18 is exceptional. So for example, I am very bad in intrigue but fantastic at diplomacy and very good in military. Ginebra is just rubbish all around, so she's already married, so she can't even, okay, well, never mind. Rudy's also kind of average. Rudy and Paola here are average, but Paola and I can get married, which is going to be fun, because I do want to show you courtship systems. They're pretty cool. I think the best character here is just happens to be me, just in terms of stats. Because we got 1 exceptional character, 2 average, and 1 that's a piece of rubbish. And unfortunately we have no kids, because really cool thing you can do is if you have kids, you can send them to different houses, which will increase your diplomacy, and they will learn a specific skill. So for example, if you have someone who's like 10 years old, you could send them over and be like, hey, learn military, for example, and they get really good at military. Do we care about our housing color? Let's just stick with coat of arms. I like it, that's fine. And now here we want to pick where we want to go. So this gives us difference in bonuses. Flatlands are pretty good because we started high population in the beginning. That would be nice because you can do a variety of different things. So I think we're just going to jump into the flatlands. And here we can pick where we want to start. So again, this is pretty important because it gives you different bonuses. For example, here we have a bonus for everything except materials and metal. And we start off with 13 buildings built. So this is important because you already have buildings built, so you can already choose like what kind of stuff you're going to be able to do inside of these buildings. So we can, for example, like start already farming or do herdsmen. And it seems also that some of these already have certain upgrades. So for example, the vineyard. So when we're going to be trying to get grapes, you already have a little bit of a faster setup. So this one actually looks really, really good. is there anything a little bit more exciting? This one's a bit more average, like the bonuses are kind of... Oh, this one's interesting. This one only have good stuff, but not nearly as many buildings. So I think I'm gonna stick to the one I found first. So let's go here to Bugana. Starting location is going to be Tringili. Like Tringili Plaza. Going to be our starting location. Alright, let's go. No tutorial. Oh, so we do have kids. Great. So one of the things we would want to do is we want to send our kids over to learn things. So we've got a little bit... Wait, who is this? Interesting. So that's not a child. Okay, that's not what I... Okay, age of 3. I don't know if age of 3 can already go learn. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe. We'll find. Okay, so first thing you want to do is you want to go down here into your little view. And you want to assign your workers into the right place. So basically, we need to make sure that we have 9 people that we're getting exactly at least 9 grain. So right now we are getting, if you look at farmers, we're getting 10 per day. Now you can increase that by giving a management person on top. So we want to think about who we want to manage. So we want someone who is good at, ooh, Ainoya is great for like diplomacy and trading. So she's not going to be doing this, but I'm going to send Paola here. And you can see how she affects this. So she definitely increases the crops. She doesn't do great on happiness. So the happiness will affect how many, what is your growth per worker? So because people aren't super happy under Paola, we're not going to get any growth per worker. It was actually better when she wasn't there. But because I want to increase the growth, we're actually fine with this. And this means that I can take a worker away and put him into the freeholders to get a horse. Because horses you can sell for lots of money. So we want to get some more. But actually, if I leave him, if I make him go away, it's now only 5 per 7 crops per day. So that's actually not good. That's actually quite unfortunate. So actually, I'm going to take 1 person away from the vineyard. Now we're getting 10.5. So that's less than when we were getting with the previous person. Interesting. So this person apparently matters a lot. So if I can just move somebody else away. Oh, you can move. Okay, so I guess, you know what, I still want to do the horses, so we're going to take 1 person away from the vineyard. We'll do it like this. So now we're getting 10, which is fine. Now in the vineyard, we're getting a negative, but if I send someone really good at, so what about Ginebra here? Yeah. So now we're still losing, but... And people are still not happy with it. Okay, so this is not the greatest. What if I send myself there? Okay, now, this is interesting because this is going to give me 1 growth per worker. So I can get a little bit of extra. I can get my people a little bit faster here because we get +1 with the vineyard. So that's going to go pretty well. So I think we're going to do this here. And you can see that the happiness, diplomacy affects the happiness, and then production is affected by military. So we would want to look like at people who are good at these things to determine like who to pick. So I don't know if we have anybody who is... Though, interestingly, okay, if I went back to the farmers and I put Zeno here, he would gain more crops, so maybe now I could take a person away. 8.6 is fine, because it's 9, so this is why it's important to sometimes switch it around. And now you can see that in the vineyard, we're now making, so we're actually making a little bit of everything. So that's great. So we're happy with this. We're going to leave Zeno here and Sampstra working, and now we're going to go back. Now you can also build upgrades. If I have enough resources, it's going to take a pretty long time. And this is important because it gives you extra like abilities. So let me check if there's anything that I can build right now. No, I can't build anything, so we're going to have to wait. But for example, if I got free pastures, I would be able to get extra more horses in general. Or if I can get like dilution chambers, I can increase, decrease consumptions and things like that. Okay. So next up, we've got a little bit of a bad relationship here with the Baron Almera. So the first thing I want to do is I want to try to get a spy. So we're going to try to recruit a spy. And you need to drag a family member. So you need to find somebody who is good at increase. So Rudy's got 14. Do we have anybody who is better at that? Oh, we've got a Zeno here. Okay. So if I take Zeno, the only problem is that he's going to stop doing the farmer things while he's going there, and then he's going to come back. So I'm actually going to take... Well, actually, no, because we want to use Paula for courtship. So I'm actually going to use Rudy here, even though he's not the greatest at this, but we're going to be fine. And then we basically want to pick somebody here who is ideally bad at intrigue. So who we're going to sort of spy on. But this will give you like a general like spy ability on the whole country. I didn't check their security, so we should have done that first, but we'll do it now. It's okay. So we're gonna send it over. Now you can see that here their intrigue level is 0 and their security level is 0 as well, or safety. Their safety is very important because this means that it's going to be easier for us to do spy operations. Next, we would like to make an official visit. So we got to figure out who we like. Okay, so the Viceroy Oval here, they seem to like us a lot. So we're going to go diplomacy and we can make official visit. We can do a courtship because... not sure. Well, I have someone who is unmarried, like Paola. You're single. Maybe they don't have available men. Yeah, I think they don't have available men. Okay. Well, okay. Let's find somewhere that we got some boys. How about you? Do you have? Still can do courtship. Interesting. You know what? Let's first do an official visit. Thing. Very interesting. Okay. What about here? Okay. Then we'll just start with a regular visit. So we're gonna go here to the. I don't know if you want to go straight up to the Viceroy because they're pretty big guys. So let's just go here and let's just do an official visit. So I'm going to send whoever has good diplomacy, which happens to be... I think I can send myself because the... it doesn't matter so much with the grapes. And we're going to try to befriend somebody who could be a potential man for Paola here. Or even actually for myself, right? Like I also need a man. So how about Gala here? No, okay, sorry, not Gala. How about Dalmau? He's married. No, why did they all have women? I need some guys. No, married also. Yeah, they're all married. Like, come on. Where have all the men gone? There are probably some wars in this world because all the men are gone. Where are all my men? This is literally just like a female world. This guy's married. Yeah. Okay, how about... Okay, here so we're just gonna go straight into courtship because I think it's gonna be more fun. So I'm gonna send Paola to do the courtshipping and I'm gonna let myself do other things simply because I'm better at stuff in general. Oh, he's good at diplomacy. He's very young though. Well, that's bad for him. Or I guess good for us, bad for him. I don't really care. He's also a genius, so I like him. Let's get him. He hates He hates us, though. His house likes our house, but he personally just hates us. Do you like me better than her? Okay, well, okay, I'll go seduce him. Because she doesn't have a chance. He just straight up hates it. It's not gonna work. Okay, so we're doing the visits. Now, we're doing the spy stuff, we're doing the courtship. Let me start on the time so you can see that they've moved around. Now, next thing we're gonna do, and this is really important, we're gonna do trade. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at how trade works in this game. So, in my opinion, this should be reversed because it's a little bit confusing, but basically the side on the left here is how much I will pay for this. So if you put the horses here and I said 100, this is the... wait. Oh, okay, this is a bad example. Let me show you on metal ore. So this says 5.6, but actually, if I try to sell this, the value is different because this is basically how much they're willing to pay for this, and this is how much I am willing to pay for it. So what's really important here is to this left side does not change. So this is the same. This is based on how much you're producing that specific thing and how much you are using of it. Now, there's a really cool trick, right? Let's say that I want to buy a bunch. Well, let's say that I want to buy a bunch of steel. So now steel is costing us 14, right? But I can go home. You click here to get home. And I can do the masons produce tools or what? Okay, so actually, so it doesn't work specifically with steel, but for example, let's say the tools, right? So because for steel, I would have to have the building that I don't have. But like, let's look at tools, right? So tools, right now I'd be buying tools for 3.2. But if I want to make it cheaper, I can just go home and I can just go put a person into the masonry. And now if I try to trade for tools, it's only going to, it didn't change. I guess maybe I need to let some time go so that they have time to move over and start producing. But basically, you can make sure that it's going to... Yeah, see, now it's 2.8 because I am now making it. Now, I don't need to be selling tools, but it's just a quick tip to show you. So let me just change that back. And what we're going to do next is... Let me just put the guy back into the vineyard. And what we want to do is basically want to find two places where we can trade for cheaper. So, for example, these guys, they will buy horses for 12, so that's not good. But I need to find somebody who will buy horses for more than that. So let's try to look at the countries that like us. Like, let's go here to the Viceroy. So they're still on 12, so that's not good. So these guys will buy horses for 14. So what I can do is I can sell 100 horses for basically 14, and then somewhere else I can buy 100 horses for 12. So this is great. So basically we found something to sell, but then we want to look what we want to buy in exchange. So here, for example, I could do what I said before. I could, for example, you want to buy something that you're ideally producing. So I'm producing wine, for example. So I would want to buy that, and it's that's because it's going to be cheap. So for example, I could buy 100 wine for 726. So I would want to like 200 wine, or like 193, 92. Okay. Now I need to pick a person. So I need to pick somebody who is good at trade. We've got nobody who's good at trade right now. No. We've got Anoya who's amazing at trade. Now here you can see the relationship. So they don't really want horses and they would like a lot longer deal. So typically when you move this over, it seems to affect this proposal. But doesn't seem to be the case this time. Interesting. Normally this affects that a lot. But I seem to get a really negative benefit for the length of the deal. Let me just try to see. Okay, so actually, if I do it like this. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, so now the negative is just that it has like a one so it's slightly greedy, but it should work, right? So we are basically saying 50 horses for 96 wine. We're going to do 95 to make sure. No, it actually doesn't change much. Okay, so we'll do 96. And then we're going to try to do it somewhere else in reverse. So basically we want to sell 96 of wine and get more than 50 horses. And the trade has some really interesting like gameplay related to it, which you're going to see momentarily. So now that we did that, I also need to find somewhere where I can like buy my horses back. So we need somewhere where like actually we need somewhere where the wine is. So I want to be selling now 96 wines, and ideally I want to be buying horses. Yeah. You can see here that now I only have to sell like 85 wine or 80 wine to get the same amount of horses. I can even get like 2 extra horses. So basically what I just did is for free, I've gotten 3 extra horses and 16 wines of just profit. Now, this seems really great. Like this seems like, yeah, this seems fantastic. Well, not exactly, because in relation to this, there are going to be some pretty big deals when it comes to like, but they're not going to take it because oh, that's not good. Let me try this person. Okay. We can even take like 1 less horse if it makes a difference. Yeah. Because we're making money on the wine, basically. So even if I just say 50, I have better chance to get. Now the relations are negative, so that's why we're getting like a negative effect here. But I think in general, it's pretty fine. So this is how it looks right now. Now there might be some changes based on different like trade deals, which you're going to see soon. But if we succeed, then we're going to get some money. So I do really want to show that off to you. While spending time in Rolano, Rudy A has been making inquiries and has found a young maid who might make a good spy. You can try to intimidate her, be kind to her, or just let the money talk. So our guy is really good, is better at intrigue than intimidation. So we're going to try to be kind to her. Would you befriends the maid carefully, listens to her concerns, and give her a small amount of money to send to her poor mother, but make sure they're never seen together. So now we've got ourselves a spy. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go straight here and we're going to start to do some intrigue. So another really cool thing in relation to the trade. Let's say we wanted to trade with these guys, right? So again, how much they're willing to pay is dependent on whether they're producing the building. So let's say I really want to sell them. Let's say I really want to sell the metal ore. So they already have a shortage of metal ore, but I could burn the buildings where they make metal, and then they have no way to make metal. So they have not only a shortage, but no way to produce metal, which means they're going to pay way more. So I can go and buy it elsewhere and then send it over, or I can just sell them my own materials because I could send one of my guys to go and make it. So we could try to burn their building to the ground. And now, so we can also slow their production, spread propaganda, and slander campaign. I want to arson a building. We're gonna do the mining building so that they can't make their ore. Because they actually have a really good, because they have the shortage, it's just really good. Your spy will try to hire some lowlifes to sabotage the miners. Oh, that cost 400? Okay, well, we're gonna do something else then. How about, let me do, oh, I can't do it now. Okay, because my spy will send away. Okay, what about military? I can't declare war because we need to, relations must be at least -40. So, do we have anybody that is at -40? I don't really want to go to war just like out of curiosity. Who hates us the most? Or who we hate the most? No, I think it's them. Okay, -25. Yeah, so it's basically them. So let's just, let's try to do diplomacy and let's just do an official visit. And we're going to send someone who's really bad at diplomacy because basically we just want to get bad stuff happening. Yeah, like this person is 9 at diplomacy, so let's just send them over to someone who's really good at diplomacy and we're just gonna mess stuff up. They're all also bad at diplomacy, so we'll take this person, we'll just send it over. Yeah, they hate each other, that's great. We're just gonna, we wanna mess things all over the place. I'm really excited to show you the trade stuff, so hopefully we'll get to that soon. They'll just move to, Tranquilly, what is this? So seems to be an envoy coming here. Is that a trade? Yes. Okay, trade proposal. House Martel wants to initiate. So they want me to sell. I don't have 2,000 grain. I don't have that much at all. And they will pay me 110 in luxuries and 284 gold. No, this has way too much value than what they have. Just gonna reject that. That is terrible. So they are unhappy, but like that was really bad deal. Okay, official visit. Senarudi has traveled to Castor and is greeted by Aimi Kuberia. We haven't really gotten the courtship stuff yet. So we can do trade affair, we can talk about state of defensive or just gossip. I want to talk about, I guess, collective economy. I was kind of hoping this would go badly, but it seems to go way too well. Okay, well. No, they like us a bit more now. But okay, negotiations. Okay, this is great. This is the trade delegation. So our trade delegation arrives at Canisio. Your delegation is led by Anoya Rudi and Mariam Zulo welcomes her. After pleasant use, it becomes clear that different parties have different ideas about how the deal should go, but both are ready. So let's negotiate. And this is the thing. So you can autoplay this. It's a little bit complicated, but we're actually gonna do it ourselves here. So basically what can happen is that one side will pay 10% less for the goods, or they will receive 15% more resources. This is how you can see that it can make a difference. Now they are almost certainly going to be that in almost certainly everything. I'm going to try to do this anyway, but I'm fairly certain we're going to lose because our guy isn't that good. Or a girl, I should say here. Oh, okay. So one thing we want to be looking at is that they're very good at military. So, and they have nobody who has good diplomacy. So we don't need anyone who's good at diplomacy. Instead, we want to focus on things that are good at everything else. So basically, we need to be good at diplomacy to beat their economy. We won't really be able to beat their military with our economy, because you can see that it's always like a little bit better for the further stuff. And then we're going to confirm and we're going to try this. So we're basically, and then what you do here is you start at different nodes and you're basically sending people there to try to get better at, to basically try to beat them. So here you can see this is our attack strength and this is our defense. So they have attack of 5, defense of 2, and attack of 2, defense of 3. And here they have 2.2 and 3.3. So we have a better chance of beating these guys. And they are, and they have 21 health. And I think this means that they're like mostly good at matter. So I'm gonna send physician here and another one here, and I think we're gonna really try to focus on this side. I am gonna send myself here, but I don't know if I don't think we can beat Miriam. So I'll send one more person, but I think we'll focus mostly on people on this side. So basically you want to move around and you want to send more people to this place so that you can help. So let's move up, and basically what I want to do is I want to start like moving my people in. Yeah, so we're getting completely destroyed here on the left side, but once we get in there we're gonna be able to hopefully destroy them, so that at least we can get the bonus on that side. Okay, so we're gonna have to move here because they're trying to destroy me from above, and that's going to be a problem because they have some really strong people here. So we're just going to leave the other side. They will pay 10% less for goods, but we should be able to receive more resources all around. Oh, I think we might lose actually total, which is really sad. I thought we were doing really well, but we're going to lose on both sides. Oh man. I mean, yeah, we're dead. We are super dead. I can send myself in again, but yeah, so basically we lost on everything, so this is really bad for us. So yeah. So now the trade deal that I made is probably not going to be that good. Yeah, we lost everything. So because now we paid 10% and we got less resources, so we're not going to get as good of a deal. I'm not sure where you can see the actual result, like the actual numbers. Trade delegation. Yeah, so this is the other one. So what started as a standard and fair trade negotiation for both has quickly turned for worse whenever access the what you're offering is of inferior quality. So we can threaten to take the deal elsewhere, offer to pay for extra appraisal, insist on the good quality. So if we just compare, our economy is actually better. So we can just I'm not sure what they changed though. We sell 80 wine, we get 50 horses. That's still good compared to the original price that we had. But we did lose. We paid 10% extra. So we paid like, instead of 96 wine, we paid like, no, so we paid 55 horses instead of 50. And they got 15% extra. So they did like 110 wine. No, I'm looking, maybe 90. Let's just try to insist, compare economy. Okay. Did this just get worse? We were selling 80 wines for 50 horses. And now we're getting... Oh, no. Okay, I am back. Wait. And now it's only 45 horses. Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, we messed up. Okay, whatever. This went badly for us. But both deals went as bad as they could have gone. I wish you could see somewhere like the exact numbers. I think maybe you can. I'm just not sure where. Resources, maybe? No. We lost a spy, so that's okay. So this lowers the relationship with them, which is actually fine for us because we want to get negative in case we want to start a war. But I really wish that I could see like the trade agreement because it's kind of like, okay, so now we see the courting. Sampstra has arrived to court Xenon Praviti. So far, Xenon hasn't shown any interest, how dare you? And their concerns with the delegation and chances of marriage are slim. So I could use my intrigue and diplomacy to find out more about him. My diplomacy to charm him, or just use house relation. Let's use my diplomacy to try to charm him, because my diplomacy is really good. Sampra's chaperone reported that she and Xenon are now talking intensely, and Xenon has been smiling and laughing. Seems there's no doubt of their willingness to marry at first. I gained the trait cheerful, and so did he. Oh, nice. So this is going well. So yeah, so just in the relations of the trade. Oh, we're getting a date. Okay, let's go on the date. Can I see it here? No. Yeah, so the problem is that the trade takes over a long time, so you don't supersede right now. So I really wish that, like, that's my suggestions for the developers. I feel like it's probably in there somewhere, but I would love to see the final number of the trade routes of both of them, or like somewhere where I can see all my trades to see if it was still profitable, or like how much we lost on that, just so I know. Sampstra was told about traveling theater troupe playing at. Okay, she decides to use the performance as an excuse to spend time with Xenon. The troupe Commedia de Calderia run ridiculous the nobility while also poking fun at commoners and burghers. Xenon watches the performance intensely and sometimes has a hard time interpreting what he might be thinking. I can mock the troupe, which is comparing military, or praise their ingenuity. Or try to get him to see what he likes. Well, his intrigue is way better than mine, so we're just gonna compare diplomacy, because that's the only thing we can do. Ooh, we really like each other now. Sampstra knows how to accurately portray the interaction between classes and how over-the-top their action were. Xenon says the nobles were presented like someone he knows. They start laughing and enjoy the rest of the performance. This courtship is going so well. The courtship does take like 40 days. So it will take a long time to sort of go over it. Yeah, our trade went so badly. I'm like, come on. But I also kind of want to do more of it. Okay, trade proposal. Ooh, 613 grain for 200 materials. Let's try to do better deal. Oh no, it's one of these games again. So let's try to let this out-resolve this time. We're gonna try to put a priority on getting more resources. And yeah, I think we need people who are good against diplomacy. Sorry, against military. Let's out-resolve. We're gonna lose. We always lose these games. But yeah, we're basically selling, we were selling grain and buying materials. So now what I'd like to do is these guys, they don't have, let's recruit another, actually no, let's not. They don't have materials, so I'd want to sell materials because I'm getting 150 materials for, oh, they still have a shortage. So I will sell you 100 materials and we could get crops for cheap basically. So it was 600, was it? Yeah, they're not gonna take that deal. That's too bad. Yeah. So we could do like 550 or 530. Again, I wish I could see the previous number so that we could see if that was better or not. But yeah, it is what it is. You can here also see traditions of our family. So basically, we can get different kind of like bonuses. So for example, we could try to go for like peacemakers to get or schemers to get better increase level, or like try to contain extra happiness, etc. So we're currently in the schemers, so we're going to be able to move into this area eventually. Here we can see our ranks, so where we are in the ranks and what kind of effects this have. So actually no, so this is like if we got a specific court, we would get a certain type of bonus, but it's going to take a while before that is decided. And finally, here we can see our winning condition. So right now we are doing our initial throw and we want to move to like making a trade, sending a court member, and moving over here to get a better situation. So basically they want us to build a building so that we can finish our first objective and etc. But I think this is a good time to end the episode. If you enjoyed it, if you did, write down in the comments, and you can click on the right to watch some other games that we play on this channel. See you there. Bye bye.